So with that, I'm going to introduce to you our advancement team chair. Is that right? An advancement chair. Daryl Crossman, everybody.
Hello, my name's Daryl, obviously, as you just said. I'm a little bit nervous, so if I stumble over things, bear with me. And this is my contact info up there. I'd like to introduce you to my team. I'm the lead coordinator, and I have Bert and Karen. They're over here. They're going to stand up. Bert and Karen. And so they're here to help and act as resources also. So we're going to go over our agenda. So it's why the council decided to do internet. Why did they decide to make it mandatory? We're going to go over how to use it. We're going to do a demo of Cub Scouts. We're going to show you the couple of slides of the small differences between Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, and there aren't many. And then we have time, we'll do some hands-on practice, and then so. Okay, so why? Because it's an official record. This record goes to national, and it is always there. So it's free, it's accurate. There's an easy transition from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts. Lots of information, and this was a big one. With this along with accuracy, in June we had over 400 scouts of all ranks that the council had advancement reports for that they could not match up with registered scouts. Some of it was the scout was registered as Robert and he was written down as Bobby. Sometimes the scouts just simply weren't registered. So this is a way to make sure that information doesn't get lost and that it's always there. There are some reports in here that you can use that are quite helpful. It's required now, as of March 2017, it will be required. Scouts will not allow you to buy anything that's in the Internet Advancement System. They won't let you buy it. So that comes from belt loops to pins to merit badges to awards to ranks all across the board. As of March 1st, they won't allow you to buy it if you don't have the report with you. And it's a national trend. Part of the other reason they decided to do this is Seattle's doing it already. Oregon Trail Council's doing it. Mount Baker's doing it. So it's a national trend that this is what we're doing. Browser requirements for it. This was a slide that they gave me. I personally use Google Chrome, and I've never had any problems with it, so this is just here. Okay, so how to register. You're going to need three things. You need a unit ID number, which we have lists, if you don't have it already, that all of us have lists to help you get your ID. And it's a unique number that's assigned to a unit when it's created. You need your unit type, hack, troop, team, crew, ship, and your actual unit number. Like ours is 685, but it's actually 0685 for the system. And so how do you get there? From the council's webpage, here's a link. It's really simple. They have a button. This button right here will take you to Internet Advancement from the council's main website. And when you go, you'll get to this screen. First-time users will use the top button. Once you come back and do it every time afterwards, you'll use the bottom button. Yeah, so we're going to...
Once settle in, we're going to watch a fun video. It's going to be great.
Hi, this is Shane Olvera, and I'm here to show you how to register on the Internet Advancement System. The first thing to do is open up a browser and go to this link. If you're watching this from off of YouTube, you'll see the link in the comment section. If you're watching this video from the district or council website, there'll be a link provided below. So to register, you're going to go ahead and click on First Time User. There's really two scenarios that you're going to need to do that. One, your unit either hasn't ever used the Internet Advancement System, or two, you've had a scenario where a previous leader that was registered is no longer with your unit, and you have someone new that needs to be able to access the system. In those scenarios, you have to have the unit reset by a council member or a district administrator. If you don't know your unit ID, you can use the link below this video to look it up. Simply click the link and search for your pack, troop, team, or crew using your normal unit number or the name of your chartered organization. So I'm going to type in my unit ID number, and then I'm going to select my unit type, and then I'm going to enter in my unit number and hit continue. Next comes up a confidentiality statement. Go ahead and click I agree. You can read it, but I agree. Then you'll be presented with this screen, and you just need to enter in your basic information to be registered. So I'm going to type that in. And a password. And your email address. And type it one more time. And a phone number. Oops. I'm not doing very good typing today. And you hit register. And after this finishes, there we go. I am now registered inside the Internet Advancement System.
Okay, so, yeah. So now we're going to actually demo, we're going to log into RPAX, and we'll show you exactly how to do it.
I didn't hear from someone. Sorry. I have a question while he's doing that.
Sure.
Can you have more than one person registered for one unit?
No,
You can share the login.
What we do in our troop is I give them the login and password and they can go in for packs, not for troops or troops or teams.
So you have one unit, one password, one login for the entire unit, and if your unit decides to share that, then that's fine. But there will only be one person registered as a processor on the form that says this is who filled it out. So,
And this is different than the Pentaroo.
Yes.
Yes.
Just
You want to make sure, yes.
It's separate.
Yeah.
So I've got a text question here, and much like technology, so I can that text to me. Can you ask if Scout's book is authorized to do the same thing?
We'll get there.
we'll get there towards the end.
Okay, so I just logged in.
Okay. So,
Yeah. Let's say what we were doing yesterday.
okay.
How do I find it again?
I'll log in.
No, oh my God, I'm punching the stuff.
Okay.
What was that?
Just hit log out.
It's a log out.
Okay.
So,
You'll log in and you'll come to this screen. You'll click load roster, and this takes a little bit of time. On here,
it's spinning.
okay. There's also an upload advancement file. That's from third-party systems like Troopmaster and all those other third-party systems. My experience, it works less than half the time. Or if it does work, only about half of them actually do work. You can try it. They don't. Council doesn't actually support that part of it.
It just has to match up exactly.
Yeah.
So capital to capital, space to space. So if you perfect that, it'll work for you, but it
Okay.
hasn't
How
to be exact.
important is it to upload previous advancements if they've already been ordered?
Well, if it's already in this, so you mean if you ever turn in a paper form at council, they should have actually inputted it. That's again. So we're also saving the people at the office some work also.
Somebody was your advancement person before you, right? And they use this?
We've been using Scout.
Okay. It should all be in there, although I don't think there's any harm in putting stuff in there if it didn't
in internet.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'll
show you.
We'll get to it. Where do you want to start?
Okay, so
Let's go over here.
on the left side over here,
For those of you who can't see it,
there's a review roster. So you can actually pull up your roster,
it looks a lot like Recharter.
and it'll make rosters for you. One of those helpful reports they talked about.
Okay.
You can do advancement summary. So this will pull up everything that's been reported for the boys that are currently registered. So you can print this out if you want to, or just create a report. And this shows everything for our boys that are currently registered that National knows that they've done.
We've never had to actually do paperwork for belt loops and all of that.
Yep.
So now we do.
Yes.
So
But it's not painful.
still we have to do something, or don't just walk in and buy them.
That's true.
So are we gonna have to add all those in for them to be able to graduate to the next,
No.
get the award?
It wouldn't
or
hurt
get
to
the
do
rate?
it. It wouldn't hurt to do it. But if they've already earned it for this first year,
Okay.
you're fine.
Members summary.
Member summary. So this is you can click an individual member and pull up a report for just a single scout. And this might be helpful especially for troops, if you're looking at what they've actually earned. If they're working on, you can print this out and give it to a Boy Scout who's looking for, what have I earned, what do I still need to earn? And you can give it to them and say, this is what National says you've done. So we'll get to this review and advancement report in a sec. And then this is a previous one. Any report that, once you've entered it, you click a date. And this is what an advancement report will look like. So it's got a reprocessor. That's you. I just reset it. Here's the stock report review signatures. You have to sign it, because if you don't sign it, I forget it half the time, and they make you sign it when you figure out the store.
So that's for Boy Scouts, right? Or
It's for both.
yeah, it's for boys.
It's for both.
It's the same.
So a great thing about that, though, is if you have a board review form and you get everybody there that's going to be there for the board review, the form, yeah,
Sign it.
and everybody signs that form, and you don't have to run around and get signatures for that.
So for the board reviews, if you take the form with you, make a copy of it. When you take this, you can take this down with your internet advancement. So the internet advancement can be printed off at a different time.
So staple it.
Just staple it to it. And we'll have copies of these in the back when we're done. Okay,
So this is exhausting.
so yes.
Excuse me. So that means you don't have to have the triple copy?
Bingo.
Correct.
That's the whole point of this.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Just do this.
All right, so now you can do over here on this side, multiple entries. So we're going to do Adventure Loop, which are tigers through wolves, or tigers through bears. And do right there, salmon run. Okay. Next. He's going to enter a date. Yep.
Let's say it is today. 4-digit year. Every time and all the time.
And now he can go in and click any scout he wants to and say, these 10 scouts, 4 scouts have done this, and click next.
I think I selected scouts in one paragraph.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter, honestly. So now, everything that we've done right now, so far, is in a shopping cart. The model that they use is, you enter it in, as you click, you enter it, you're basically like putting it into the shopping cart of an online checkout. We'll be able to preview it right here when we're done. Preview it so you can look at your shopping cart, and then, okay, so go ahead and do a rank. Yeah.
Let's say 11.
Okay, so you earned any. Okay.
It was amazing. I've been a scout for 2 months.
So yes, you want to do this? Okay. Do an award too. Yeah, just one more. the system, that means you have to have, they have to be reported before they'll let you buy them. If it's in the system, you now need a report.
Now,
We don't do arrows anymore.
Yeah.
No, they don't. But so the system still has a lot of those old rewards in there. They've got the bell loops, they've got the Weeblos pins, they've got, eventually they say they'll take them out, but right now they're still there.
yeah, the thing is, we talked about the Shooting Sports Award, and Daryl discovered something about the Shooting Sports Award that's interesting. Which one is it?
So, scroll down. Right here. Okay, so in here, so there's a Shooting Sports Award, but this is not actually individualized for every rank. It's only here once. So unless they fix this, or until they fix it, you'll have to re-enter the new date every year that they earn the patch. The pins are in here though.
So
Weeblos, archery, rhymes on.
Bear.
Okay, so the pins for BB, archery, and slingshots are all actually there. So they got some hiccups. They're not, nothing's ever
Let's
perfect.
say Gus.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
So let's say Gus earned leave no trace. Fun.
which is discontinued.
Sure, whatever.
Okay.
Now,
So now we're going to go to our reviews advancement report. Now, we can go through, now it says me because I fixed this yesterday on the top there. And so these are the awards that we entered.
it's our shopping cart.
No, this top part is what we're going to give to council. Okay, so scroll down.
Yep.
And this here, on the bottom part, is our shopping cart. And because it says we need one Weeblos badge, we need 3 of these bear electives, and 1 leave no trace. So it prints out the report, and this back page, that's the shopping cart, you can keep. They need the front part. They need the part with the signature. Mike goes back to the reports that are turned in. Aha, right here.
How about that?
Okay, so here we'll scroll through and we can show you the shopping cart at the bottom again. Okay, so this is our main form. The draft didn't actually have this box in the front and stuff like that. Okay, signature, order review, the list. Okay, so this here is the end of the report that they need. Okay, we'll go down. Now, this unit award summary, that's the beginning of your shopping list. So if you don't want to print it, you don't have to, but this is your shopping list that you can just take around with you and help you buy. All right, go ahead. That's, go ahead and go back over. Yeah, that's the end of it. Yeah. When you're done, if we were to actually submit this, you can click next. Okay. We're not going to go any farther than this. Here is you review your advancement report right here, and that takes us the exact same thing we just looked at a second ago. Okay. If you hit submit to council, then it's now an official record, and the next screen will allow you to print it out.
Somebody said once you submit it, it's permanent?
Once you print it, it's here, it's there.
Concrete.
You can go back and change dates on awards, and it will update the system, because I've had to do that. So we're going to hit
home.
We're going to hit home, and now hit home again. Yeah. Oh, okay, so now we're going to hit start over, and we're going to clear our card. Because those scouts
Are you
obviously,
sure you want to do that?
yes,
Yes.
those scouts obviously did not earn those awards tonight.
And then we're back.
And then we're back, and we're done. That's the entirety of the system. Go ahead and go back to that.
So we got that. I'm done with that, right?
Yeah, just, we're done with
Okay, we're done with the demo.
it. Done with the demo? Now we're going to go back to the slide. Okay. So, this is, okay. So this again is that shopping cart model.
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, you said you couldn't change it. Okay, what happens if somehow the wrong kid got the award.
You can go back and, if you go back and change the date, it will update. You can delete them.
Delete the date.
Even if it's been submitted to council.
I've done it before, and it doesn't, and it hasn't been there the next time. So, I would assume, in theory though, once you give a scout an award, it's theirs, whether they did it or not. Once the scout's been handed the award, it's there, so just leave it in the system. Because that's the rule, at least for Cub Scouts. If the scout's been handed the award, it's your bad, not theirs. So here's our working copy. Once we go to the roster, we enter the awards, and we got our preview, and then once we hit submit, it was the official record. Okay, so we talked about, if you've been a first-time user, how to log in, but say your unit has already had a processor before and you need to reset it. There's two ways to do that. One, if you log into Scout Community, if you've registered with that, it's kind of hard to see, but on the far side, any unit that you're registered with will show up, and it says IA processor over here on the side. And then there's a reset processor button over here that you can click. It goes to Council, and it goes to Michelle, it goes to Todd, and they try to reset these within 24 hours. The weekend sometimes it takes longer. I've seen Todd McDonald reset this at midnight before, 9 o'clock at some other times. So I did it just to test it out, so I knew. So the other way is, so the other way is on the council's main webpage. They're just under the.
Oh, I was going to pull this.
You were going to pull up. That's the way. So you're going to pull up. So he's going to pull up
Yay!
the.
Oops. I can type it, promise you. Promise you guys.
Flash.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
So this is the council's webpage.
Yay!
Okay. Okay. So here's that Internet Investment Portal. Scroll down. Here's a video that we just watched. Which, new registration will take you to here. Your unit ID search tool, if you ever forget it, you can go here. And reset processor button. So there's two ways to reset your processor. Through Scout Community and through the council's webpage. Just CPC BSA / Internet Advancement. So, difference between Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts? Very little. It still has the multiple entry. Now, we only have ranks, merit badges, and awards. Otherwise, it looks basically the same. You can't obviously enter Eagle here, only council can do that. But everything, they're the same screens, just different names. So, no difference. Scambook. So, as some of you know, National bought Scambook about a year and a half ago. In the process of that, they're making Scambook sync to ScoutNet, which is Internet Advancement. It was supposed to be up in August and September. Now they're saying mid-June or mid-November, December. Once it goes live, it will be an official report. And you can print out the report from Scambook and hand that in, just like you would Internet Advancement. So if you want to use, if you use those third-party systems, if you want to switch over, start switching over now. The cost is it does have a cost though, and it's pretty cheap. It's about $1 per scout on average for the system. So here's a couple screenshots, because I use it a lot. I really like it. This is what a pack looks like. We've got our dens here, unit number. There's some reports here. So you can, again, print a pack roster. You can do den rosters through the den screens. The den leaders can enter the awards here for den leaders. And then when the PAC reports is leader approval. So when the den leaders go in, I approve it, and then I can print out another shopping list that I take to the store. They will have an internet advancement form that you can print out. It's just not here yet.
Will it show up in the report part?
I'm guessing it will show up in the reports. They haven't told me yet. I asked Shane on Tuesday.
So it actually does currently create now existing.
You're right, it does. So that's true. So it does. If you use this, you can create a form now. But because it's not synced yet, it's not accepted as the official form because it's not working yet. Once it does, then it will be, which hopefully will be soon.
So we use Scambook. If we use Scambook going forward, once they make that sync possible, we don't have to use the other.
Correct. Yeah.
That's what we understand.
And,
That's what we've been told, put it that way.
and I got an email from Shane, who runs internet advancement for our council. He runs that committee, and it came to all of the IA coordinators that this is what's going on. It will be accepted once it goes live. Here's a screen of what a den looks like.
Just to clarify that though,
Yeah.
it's not going to go live until after we have to start using it.
No, it should go live before,
Oh, I thought you
because
said June.
March 2017 is when it's mandatory at council. They think it will be live by mid-December.
Oh, okay.
They think. So I can't guarantee it will be going because they thought it was going to be up in mid-September. And now they're saying mid-December. Mid-November, sometime in December. They've got a team that's working on it. So here's a patrol, or here's a den. This is a line den I'm a guide for. Aaron, and then all of the scouts. This is what an individual report looks like. This is my son here. He's sitting in the front row. And this is everything he's earned so far since he's been a scout. So it's kind of a nice visual too. You have the option of uploading photos. Scambook's got a lot of features, and if you want to explore into it, go ahead. I just given you the option that it's there. This is kind of what it looks like.
Maybe go back a slide. Do we have any troop people who use Scambook? Does a patrol look like a den in here?
Yes, it does.
Just, okay.
What's over here in the leader spot? Is there something there?
When we have an ASM associated with the patrol, then the ASM shows there.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, cool. Thank you. So final thoughts. Sorry. Okay. So I have one more notes. So, like we talked about earlier, awards that are old are still in the system. They're just there, they haven't taken them out. In theory, it said that they won't be able to be recorded as of May of last year. I did it in September and it still recorded them. So the Scout store still has some of those old belt loops in the back. And they're happy to sell them to you. Just call. They want to get rid of them. If you're thinking about doing one, call the Scout store, see if they still have them. You can still enter them. And even if not, they're still fun. The Weebles pins are still there for the old program. Again, just ignore them. The border review signatures, we talked about that. Since a lot of times that advancement report is done before the border review is done, as long as you have a form with the signatures, you can just staple that to your advancement report and take that down. That way you don't have to track out the form. Or if the border review is done beforehand, you can just add it to it when you print it out. Transfers. So scouts that transfer from out of council are fun. A Scout's BSA ID is linked to your council. So it's not it's not unique from council to council or nationally. It's not nationally unique. It's councilly unique. That's the right word. So if you have a scout that transfers from a different council into your unit, you need a copy of their BSC ID from the council they were in, the name of their council, paperwork, and take that down and ask the people, the kind people at the office to gently to help you with this, because they have to contact the council that scout came from to get their advancement records, to be able to bring it over to the system.
But it does work.
It does work. We've done it. We had a scout that came from Atlanta. That it took a little time, but it does work. And then multiple registrations. Obviously, a scout can be registered in more than one unit, but they need to have one advancement record. So if they're registered in more than one unit, even say a troop and a crew is the most common version of it. One unit needs to be where they are recording their advancement. So they've got one clean record. So they need to pick one unit to be their advancement unit of choice. So that's a big one, especially for those boys that are trying to make people that, you know, they need their line.
I added that slide.
Okay, so
If you brought your laptop, you can try it now.
we can try it. We'll bring this back up when we're done.
We have your unit ID number so we can help you.
Question. So when you first go in there, you're gonna get a list and you say generate our officer. We're not having to enter each scout in right now. It's gonna be whatever council has, because we've done our recharter, so we should have that list and automatically fill it out.
Correct. So when you hit that load roster button, it takes a minute or two, but it gives you the roster that National says you have. So some of those scouts might have moved on because recharter hasn't happened, or recharter just happened, so you should have a clean break right now. But, and they show up there pretty fast. I've seen the scouts, the paper form go down on Monday, and by Thursday, they're in the system. So it shows up pretty fast when they're not completely swamped downtown. So as far as that goes, any other questions?
Our kids go through the three units,
Yeah.
eventually. Do you have to keep them in the scouts in order to keep the record? If they go from scout to team to crew?
I think their member ID remains the same as it
It's the
progresses.
same council.
So they'll, if they just keep going, you don't have to worry about it, you just put them wherever they
Their records will be maintained.
The records will maintain, so as long as their registration switches to the new level, then it will carry over. As long as, they just have to be registered, you know. So as long as the registration changes from troop to crew, then you're good. It should. And if it doesn't work, call council and they will help you. They've got, Michelle down there is great with helping people out. So,
So we plan to do, right now we have the swap tracker.
okay.
And then we want to do the SIM card. There is an option to do swap tracker. You can like SIM card your record to the ID system.
Okay.
But my question, once I figure out all the things like the achievement I already bought and then it's already in the past and go into the system,
Yeah.
does that add into the shopping cart? I need to buy them?
No, you won't need to buy it.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy anything at the Scout store. You could put it, if you're trying to backdate something and you just want to enter it into the new system, you don't have to buy it.
I just mark them
You
off.
just mark them
They
off.
already have those, but I need to have a way to keep tracking, like those are already bought, I don't need to just keep.
Yeah, so you'll have to probably keep track of that part yourself, you know. No, because you'll be looking at the dates. Yeah, on those reports, it has the dates of when you bought it, of when the Scout earned it, or when the Scout earned
So
it.
they don't really buy, or the store really.
No. Scout, no. They don't, the store does, as long as you have a form that says it's earned, you can buy it. They want, you know, as far as that file, when you talk about the sync, that's that file that you can download and then re-upload on that loading screen where we click load roster. There's also the loaded advancement file. That's the option that you can upload those files. And if you get it every cap, every space, then you can make it work. I haven't been able to do that personally. It takes about half of mine when I've tried it. And I've tried it about 3 or 4 different times. So it is possible to do, I just haven't seen it happen, so.
Do you know if Scambook and the council, because you're talking about that syncing and the passwords and all that, what if Scambook doesn't match?
It does the same thing. I just tried that. If you tried, so we have a couple scouts on our roster, the name doesn't match what BSA has. I tried to download one of those files and upload it, and the same thing happened, like what you were saying, the names don't match up, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
You can modify the CSV file, or you can modify Scambook, but you have to make a match before all upload.
So the way that you're probably gonna have to use to fix that is you can import your roster from ScoutNet into Scambook. So once you recharter, so everything's current, go back and import your roster into Scambook from ScoutNet, and then they should match because now you pulled that info from ScoutNet.
But what if it doesn't, would it carry over all the awards that they've already earned?
If it doesn't match and you have a scout, well, the name is different, right?
Yeah.
So you would take the one from ScoutNet, I would believe you remove the one that was erroneous from Scambook and just re-add all the information
So
to
you
the
have to
one.
re-enter all the awards they
I
earned?
don't
Or
know.
maybe you just rename the Scout Book ones and delete the imported one, get it to match, and then try it again.
That would be, yeah.
So if you want every space, if you want to make it lined up exact,
So we actually just went through this with
Okay.
Pat. And what we did is we went to the my.scouting.org, where you can get the roster there. It has the exact spelling, the exact capitalization. And we just copied that, pasted that into Scambook before we did the same. And then everything matched up perfectly.
okay.
You also can get their ID from my.scouting and put that in the same record. And everything matched up.
The ID, just the ID doesn't work.
I think the ID alone was not enough, because some of them didn't sync up, but you can copy directly from the My Scouting and paste it into Scambook.
easy for them, sorry.
No.
They're really not. There was a question on the far side too.
Sir? No.
So just to clarify, so 3/1 is our deadline to get
Yes.
that over? And then the cost you said was $1 per scout, roughly?
For Scambook.
It starts as 10, I think,
Yeah.
for minimum, and then
So,
once you get to 30 or 40,
That's
you're
good.
basically a buck a scout.
Internet advancement,
yeah,
that system is free.
okay, that was my question. Then, you can only have one user per pack?
Yes, but you can share, if you're comfortable with it, you can share the login within your pack.
Okay, so
So-
is that something we want to make that's generic, that we're going to pass down as people move on from position to position?
Yeah. And when someone else takes over that position, all of those methods to reset the processor, I would encourage you to reset it, so, because it does say who fills out the form on the top. So every time you have a new person that takes over that position, I would encourage you just to reset it. It doesn't take long, within 24 hours, you're pretty good at it.
So what's the ideal flow in terms of awarding scouts with whatever they've earned? Do you want the den leaders to be entering that information into this, or should the den leaders be working with the advancement coordinator exclusively, and that person ideally is the only person that's interfacing with this system?
Ideally, that's the way I run it. Especially the internet advancement system. Scambook, you can do, if you're using Scambook, they can enter the stuff as they go, and then I approve it.
So is it better for us to get, because right now we use Scout Track,
Okay.
and so the den leaders, for the most part, they take care of what their scouts are, and they enter all the info in, and we've got the records there. So would it be best if we also used Scoutbook in tandem with internet advancement? Is that what you would recommend, or?
You don't, so, yeah, Scoutbook does both, Scout Track, like we're in Scout Track right now. You'd have to enter it in there, or generate a report, and re-enter it into, well, import if it worked, and if not, re-enter it into the internet track.
So we're really talking about 3 programs. Internet Advancement, which is free.
Yes.
Scout Track, which is a third party, that's not owned by National, so it's not going to interface unless you have exactly everything
Yes.
right. So you might have to have your CSV file correct. And Scoutbook, which is owned by National, which will upload to Internet Advancement
I would use Scambook or a different third-party system. Those, Scambook and, so is it Scout Track?
Yeah.
They're basically the same kind of program. But Scambook will eventually link to Internet Advancement, where Scout Track will have that file that you'll have to download and upload.
So ideally, though, once this is all done, are we going to only be in Internet Advancement, and Scambook will go away?
No, Scambook is new.
Scambook is for
Okay.
your local
Got it.
notes
Alright.
and information.
So,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. Chase, what do you want, buddy? There you go.
Minecraft or Pokemon?
Yes.
So I have a question. We use TruePassword. Is there any way this is going to interface with getting that?
No, it
No.
doesn't.
So,
They're working on, I use your master
Okay, I just wanna make sure.
That's one.
We're going to switch over to Scambook because it does interface with, however, not all files are transferring right now from TrueMaster to Scambook.
And
Sorry.
it's missing some things that you have in the past. They still haven't quite caught up. They're missing.
My voice information transferred, not one lick of their merit badges
You
or
have
rank
to submit it
transfer,
8
not
times
one.
before it finally accepts
So,
the data.
one question, similar to that gentleman down there using Scout Track, trying to absorb all this. All our den leaders enter the information independently, although the advanced report tries to enter the segments.
Okay.
If we go to, the nice thing about Scout Track is that I can just give all the den leaders a deadline a week before a PAC meeting
Yeah.
to get everything entered, then I can go and pull reports, and you can pull reports based on date and have lots of user controls and then export to Excel and do some that good stuff. But does Scambook do that, or you said that the function's similar where it's entered by the den leaders, but then approved by you, and so you don't have to worry about generating a report until you give the final approval?
Correct.
Is it cumbersome? You have to go into every
No,
single...
it's super easy. There's one button. If I
So you can just tell everyone, get the Scambook updated by Friday night,
Yeah.
such date, and then on Saturday you can go in, approve it all, generate your reports, do a job.
Correct.
It's really easy.
It's really easy. I mean, I like it a lot.
You can, I think you can try it for 30 days.
You can.
Yeah.
30 days
And
go
it
by
was-
fast.
Especially if you're trying to get everybody's stuff in so you can really play with it.
Yes.
I would suggest pick one scout and just throw it in there and just try it and see what happens. But I love
With
it.
Scambook too, the boys can also, you can put limited access in there so the boys can go in there and work on their own stuff and have access to it along with their parents.
That's for Boy Scouts, not custom built.
Yeah.
So actually, this year's Scambook changed the pricing structure so parents can track their kids' stuff for free.
Mhm.
But the units pay, the unit tools allow you to mark things as done, and then there's another set to mark it as approved, there's another set to mark it as purchased, and there's another set to mark it as awarded. So I have all my den leaders and all my den leaders can mark them as earned and approved. Parents have the ability to mark it as earned, and then the den leaders approve it. I go in once a month, I print out what I have to get, and then I mark them as purchased, and then it still is in the to be awarded report, which I use at my PAC meeting to make sure I know who's getting what. And at the end of the PAC meeting, I mark all as awarded. So if you've got the funds to do something like that, there are a lot of great features. Jump in there, poke around at it. It's been invaluable for our PAC.
Are there controls for different users, so a
Yes.
den leader can't accidentally hit purchase and...
There's a huge matrix of who has permission to do what.
Connections and, yeah, there's all, there's other kinds of reports that I didn't go into, like you can track nights camping, you can track hiking trips, there's all kinds of different stuff that you can track in there. There's a calendar in there that you can send out emails through. I just went over just basically what it looks like. So,
Do you know if segments are gonna have to be done for this?
segments are pretty much the only thing that council doesn't care about. And that segments and religious awards actually aren't in the Internet Advancement System. For whatever, because they're handed out through a third party. Their religious support isn't in there. So segments, because segments are council specific, they're not part of the national system, they don't track it. So segments, buy as many as you want, they don't care.
We've heard a lot of talk about the Scout Track, all these different third-party apps. Is there any council or national charge to make it so that it can be useful by more than essentially one person?
The IA system?
Yeah, the IA system, so that leaders.
No, that you only get, for the national IA system that we went through, there's only 1 unit processor, 1 password. You can share that within your unit if you choose to, but there's still only 1 unit or 1 unit ID and 1 password.
It works for everybody, but the thing is, when you go into it, the thing is, the person when you print the report out, the person that's responsible name's going to be on the report.
Correct.
That's the only thing that does. It's like, you can use it for anybody to go in and do what they need.
The more part is to upload all the stuff we have
It probably, if you had, unless you have every space, every cap, it would probably be a pain. And they don't support that uploading file. It's there.
So which route is either like from the IA, load those data into the
It will. So IA is really easy actually to go from in Scambook. You can pull your roster over from ScoutNet, and everything that's in IA currently will populate in Scambook. So it's easy if you're setting up Scambook for the first time. You can pull your roster over from ScoutNet, and then everything that you pulled over, in theory, it matches because you pulled it over from the national system.
So the pack link, and we have Scout Track. And so what I'm hearing is that by the time we get to March, we probably want to abandon Scout Track and either go with Scout Book or just use the internet advancement.
Correct.
I mean, just because of how it's doing.
And otherwise you're doing it twice. If you're doing like Scout Track, you're either entering it twice, or you're trying to do that, you're downloading the file and uploading it. If you're using any system that's not Scout.
So the Scout Book that you send it once and it's.
We'll see. It's not there yet, but they say it will be. So that's.
And we will be having hands-on work in upcoming roundtables, so keep coming back.
And while we've been talking, our helpers over here are writing, everyone who signed in, they're writing down your unit ID number on a piece of paper for you to take home with you. So that way, you'll have your unit ID to log in.
And there's even this place to write your password, because if you're like me, you will forget it.
And it has your website, the CPC BSA Internet Advancement website on the top of the page too, with a couple of reminders or things to do. So we've got. We've got three handouts, the Internet Advancement form that they're filling out with the ID, some frequently asked questions, if there's something. Oh. Okay. The templates for the board review. Okay. So where do you get help? The council webpage, Michelle at council is the go-to person downtown. Your IA coordinators, so me, Bertha, Bert, and Karen. And the national support system. And again, our contacts on these slides is at the front, it's at the beginning, at the front and end. That's what I got for you.
I just want to make sure that we've covered the third-party programs that everybody's using. We talked about Scambook, we talked about Scout Track. Was there another one that somebody?
TruthMaster.
TruthMaster.
They all fall in the same category. You're
Yeah, they're
gonna be
all-
entering data twice, no matter what.
Yeah.
I just plan to take some homework offline to get some idea. of-
Go to Scambook because it'll tie to internet advancement.
Any other questions? Or otherwise, we can get you your IDs and try it if you